Back at Greenville-Pickens Speedway, it's a gorgeous night for the Kevin Whitaker Chevrolet 150. 150 laps on a half mile, 75 miles, the total distance. And Steve, what else about this race tonight?
Well, it is an old, wore-out racetrack with only 5 degrees of banking in the corners, 2 degrees on the straightaways. It eats up tires. It's going to be a heck of 150 laps.
25 drivers starting tonight's race. Here's Jason Wygant with more.
Give you a couple of drivers to watch tonight. First, the number 20 of Daniel Hemrick. Normally races in the Camping World Truck Series. Put it on the pole here tonight in his first ever K&N race. He does have a lot of his Truck Series crew members here to help ease the transition. But everyone is watching the 22 of Austin Hill. He's won 3 races in this series dating back to last year, including a victory last fall at this very track. And don't forget Rico Abreu, who rose to prominence winning the Chili Bowl on dirt last year, transitioned into asphalt, and he's got help. Marty Lindley is crew chief, was a track champion as a driver here in 1995, and the series championship winning crew chief in 2013.
And Marty's dad, Butch Lindley, was one of the best short track racers ever to drive a race car.
Steve, let's look at how they line up tonight.
Yeah, we have William Byron starting on the outside of the front row. This young man has a ton of late model experience driving for Junior Motorsports.
And Kyle Benjamin on the outside of row 6. Let me tell you something. This guy is a great race car driver. Don't be surprised if he makes a charge from the back.
You see the remainder of the 25-car starting grid. 150 laps tonight. They're ready to get it started here at Greenville-Pickens Speedway in the K&N Pro Series. Tough start for the outside pole sitter, William Byron, but here he comes back on the outside.
Yeah, it's almost like he didn't even go on the start, but he got a heck of a run down the backstretch into turn 3. He's actually batting to lead this first lap.
I thought he was in big trouble. I thought he was going all the way back to 4th or 5th, but as you said, he's going into turn 1 here with a chance to lead the race.
That's a power move right there. Now, when you can pass the pole sitter from the outside at a flat track like Greenville-Pickens, I believe he's really happy with his car early.
William Byron leads lap 1 in the 9. Daniel Hemrick, the pole sitter in the 20, is second. The 5-car of J.J. Haley follows.
See good racing back here from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Everybody's racing to get to the bottom of the racetrack right now. That's where you want to be. If you get stuck on the outside and this freight train of cars goes by you, you could lose 8 or 9 or 10 spots, and they'll be difficult to get back.
Woo, Kaz Gralla tries to get down. Scott Hecker cuts him off.
And then you have no choice. If you're Hecker, you have to drive your car in there. Gralla needs to get to the bottom. He needs to get to the bottom, but that work's been done. Ronnie Bassett did the work, moved that car up. Hecker has to stay in there and fill that hole.
And now you see the 51 of Dalton Sargent. He's trying to make his way underneath the 3 of Gralla as well.
It's so important to take the spot if somebody's going to give it to you. Let the guys in front of you push the guy out of the groove, and then you fill that spot, because if you don't, it might take you 20, 30, 40 laps to pass him later in the race. If you can get him now by other people doing the hard work, you save your tires and you pick that spot up.
And now listen, tires, we're going to talk about tires all night. The real question I have is how hard are these guys using their tires? This is as old a surface as you're going to see on a racetrack. Is Hecker using up his tires right here in the bottom in his battle for 6th? How much is he using his left rear up versus the guy on the outside, Jeff?
Well, to me, I think Kaz Gralla on the outside here is in the 3-car. He's got to be the one that's got to run hard. He can't lose all these spots. If he doesn't run hard, he's going to lose 4 or 5. So he's got to be mashing the throttle and driving in the corner deep.
That 0-4 of Ronnie Bassett Jr. trying to hold them both off. Gralla still stuck on the outside. Now he gets contact from Dalton Sargent, and it looks like he's going to get back to the inside line.
Gralla's been fighting hard to try to get back to the bottom. There was a little contact, but that's not even really contact at a short track like Greenville-Pickens. It's more of a little nudge, a little love tap, letting the guy know, hey, I fought for this spot. I'm getting ready to take it.
And you got to know as a competitor, that's what you have to expect. It wasn't, as you said, it wasn't anything big. It was just a little bit of rub. That's short track racing.
Something tells me we're going to see contact later on here at Greenville-Pickens Speedway. We're just underway. William Byron in the 9-car has led every lap. Under caution for the spin by Mike Seneca on lap 27. You see the top 5. They're not even in there. Falling back now is the 20-car, the pole sitter, Daniel Hemrick. The field is under the control of the 9-car of William Byron. He's led every lap so far here tonight of the 150 scheduled. He's holding the lead, but challenge from J.J. Haley on the outside.
Yeah, J.J. did a great job on the restart. He got a really, really strong start. Drove in side by side getting into turn 1. Has given himself a chance to take the lead here, but you can see the 9-car just pulls away.
Top 4 cars now teammates from the H. Scott Motorsports with Justin Marks' camp.
Yeah, that's a newly created team this year with Harry Scott and Justin Marks, 2 great guys for young drivers such as these 4 to kind of make their name in the world of stock car racing. Another battle here. Poor Kaz Gralla. He's been on the outside every time we've seen him tonight.
Pole sitter Hemrick now trying to make his way by. Gralla hanging tough on the outside.
He is hanging tough, but at some point he has to maybe give up the ghost a little bit. You know, he's battling here, but there's room in front, room behind. Jeff, you know, as a race car driver, at some point you have to think, what's better for you, what's better for your tires?
Yeah, on a short track, when you have a hole like that, just fall in. You can see Kaz, he did that lap. I think that was 100% the right move. Just let the guy go, fill that hole.
Gralla in the 3, drops in behind Hemrick in the 20. Behind them, Ronnie Bassett Jr. in the 04. And now looking to the inside, there's the 12 of Gray Galding. He's moving up.
Yeah, Gray in the 12, he just turned left and said, here I am, man, I'm going to outbrake you. I like that move. I like people that can drive in the corner deep and still get it to turn in the corner. And you can see he's making this move. And all of that was by outbraking the 04 car of Bassett on the outside.
And he's making the work easier for Austin Hill right behind him in the 22. That's the best thing you can do with these short tracks. Find a guy who's great under braking, follow him as he makes the holes into the corner.
And Galding's trying to make a statement tonight. He changed teams after the New Smyrna race, even though he finished 3rd in that race. Made a change and trying to do well now with this new group.
And look how early the 12 car turns in the corner. When I say early, I mean compare him to the guys in front of him. Look how low he is right there. See, he's on the bottom before he ever gets to the corner. He doesn't give Kaz Gralla in the 3 a chance to even get to the bottom. I like that move a lot.
Austin Hill in the 22 taking a peek inside Gralla as well. He'll back out going into 3 this time.
It's an aggressive block by Gralla. You know, I think the 22 had momentum there, had a chance for it. And then when you exit low off the corner like that, I know you have to be defensive, but this early in the race, when the car behind you is faster, you see a little contact there by the 22. I think his patience are starting to run out with the blocking and the low exits.
Behind him, a pair of brothers trying to make their way forward. That's Ronnie Bassett Jr. in the 04 on the outside. His younger brother, Dylan Bassett, in the 44. Gray Galding leading this group through in the 12 car. 5th spot for him. Remember, he started 11th on the night, so he's one of the few that's been able to really go in past cars. And you talk about that inside line and the outbraking.
I really love this package that NASCAR's put together for this K&N Pro Series. You come to a little wore-out half-mile track like this, and there's all this passing. I know they're pushing and shoving a little, but I haven't seen any major contact with the bumper. I mean, these cars are just better than the cars in front of them. They're getting great drives off the corner. You love to see overtaking. I mean, really, that's what racing's all about.
No question. And these cars make enough power. They don't have the power of a Cup car, but they make enough power where they're going to spin the rear tires leaving the corner, so the drivers have to manage those rear tires. If not, they'll burn them right off.
Dalton Sargent moving through to 3rd in the 51 car. His teammate Scott Heckert back to 4th. And the battle continuing between Hemrick in the 20 and Austin Hill in the 22.
Listen, folks, we would love to show you the leader, William Byron, but he's gone. He's 5 or 6 car lengths out there in the lead, just managing his lead. His car looks really, really good tonight.
This is tight. Off the corner, Haley in the 5 leads the group. Here comes Galding down to the inside.
Yeah, he just turned left again. I mean, that's his move tonight. I mean, we're going to watch Greg Galding. It's worked for him. So when something's working, keep doing it, man, until it doesn't work. I think you're going to see it all night long.
And, Jeff, you'll know as anyone, as a spotter, if you see a guy making that move time and time and time again, you're already in your driver's ear that, hey, when he gets to your bumper, this is what he has to do. And you have to make a choice how aggressive you want to be to hold him off.
Austin Hill now takes that position, 6th from Daniel Hemrick. You see now Dylan Bassett in the 44 is stuck on the outside.
Again, just all night long, just battle for the bottom. That's what everybody wants. You get stuck on that outside line, you are going to lose spots, especially as the run goes on and the tires get hotter and get slicker. The outside becomes less and less and less of where you really want to be.
That's another aggressive move by Austin Hill. I'm really impressed not only by how well he brakes and gets into the corner, but he doesn't slide up off the bottom in the middle of the corner. Normally when you carry more speed in the next guy, you can't really make that corner work. You kind of get tight in the middle.
Scott Heckert in the 34 fading back now. He was running in the top 3. He's now back to 6 and under pressure from Hemrick.
Yeah, and Hemrick's he's going to put pressure on him. Hemrick's a smart race car driver. Look at the 44 on the outside trying to make that work. Of course, he doesn't have a choice. He's got to go hard because Kaz Gralla's on the bottom of him.
You see Gray Galding in that 12 car taking that dip to the inside, that look, that pass on the 51 of Dalton Sargent. Galding up to 3rd.
I really think right there was a perfect example of communication from the spotter to the driver. I think Dalton Sargent knew the 12 was coming. He knows he's been aggressive on corner entry. He caught him in the middle of the corner. He could have held him off for another set. Instead, he moved up, gave him the bottom lane, kind of washed his hands with him. I'll see you later in the race.
And, you know, a lot of times you don't expect that from a young driver, you know, to kind of give a guy a spot, to not fight him. But at this point in the race, when when your competitor is a little better than you, in many cases, it's the right thing to do. Some people say, well, you're not racing hard, but racing's about being smart, not just about driving with your foot. You got to drive with your brain as well.
You know, that is a great point. Racing is a story. You have to get to the end of the story. If you make a mistake early, you tear up your equipment, you get into someone else, you tear up their race car, you're not going to get to the finish. And I think it's, like you said, it's rare that you see that with such young talent.
And you saw Ronnie Bassett Jr. in the 04 get back around his younger brother Dylan for that position. So he lost it earlier, and then he got it back.
Every time we watch one of these races, those two race against each other. Their mom she's got to be stressful. It's got to be a stressful way to watch your kids race.
This is the battle for second. J.J. Haley in the 5 car. That's the 12 of Gray Galding. That car and that team, it has a great heritage. Brandon Godovic won back here in 2013 in a sister car to that, and Brandon's actually helping wrench on that car now. So Galding has a lot of support behind him and a fast race car again here at Greenville-Pickens.
They need to be careful here as they catch a lap car. How are you going to work around that lap car? What kind of lane you give up? I think that lap car really slowed down JJ, gives the 12 the opportunity to get underneath him, easily completes the pass.
Yeah, and that right there is a young driver. A little contact, they're still racing. They're teammates, man. They're not supposed to be hitting each other. But I thought the 5, he made a mistake, a young driver mistake. Sometimes slow down, don't try to make the pass when it's not the right place to make the pass. He tried to push the pass instead of letting it happen naturally. When that happened, that opened the door, and now he's losing a bunch of spots.
4 positions lost for J.J. Haley. Scott Heckert in the wall in turn 1. Wow, that was a big hit.
That was a big hit. That was huge contact for a half-mile short track. Look at that car. It's destroyed.
The window net's down. Heckert is moving around in the car. That's great news, but Steve, that was a huge hit.
That is a huge hit. I'm going to have to see who got into him. Someone has to get into a guy to wreck that part getting into turn 1 like that.
We're showing you the 3 car of Kaz Grala. We'll see if that was part of the incident. They were running near each other in the running order, but Heckert now hopping out. Good to see him walking around after such a large impact on a short track. Frustrated. He's done for the night.
Yeah, without a doubt. You know, short track creates frustration. You see right here on the bottom of your screen, Kaz Grala gets into the left rear of the 34. Oh, man, turning him hard right and a huge impact into the outside wall.
That's almost full speed right there. He was locking him up, but wow, still going fast down into turn 1.
Yeah, and listen, that's a result of the fight for the bottom that we've seen all night in this corner entry. You have to have the bottom lane. The 34 wanted it. Kaz Grala thought he was there. He either misjudged it or just got fed up.
William Byron is still your leader. The battle for the bottom continues here at Greenville-Pickens. Full moon here at the Greenville-Pickens Speedway. Coming out of caution right now with William Byron still leading. He's led every lap so far. To his outside, his teammate Dalton Sargent, second row there on the inside, and really with a great starting spot, the 12 of Gray Galding. Right back out to the lead is Byron. Here comes Galding. He'll get second immediately, keeping Dalton Sargent to the high side. Sargent fights back.
I think without a doubt, Gray Galding wants to be on the bottom. We've seen his move all night long is to try to outbrake people while being on the bottom. Now we're 3 wide.
Daniel Hemrick looking to the inside. He's not going to get it. Galding shuts him off. And Sargent will move through and keep second.
Hemrick's not done fighting, though. Look at him. He wants this bottom. Made a big move off of 2 to get underneath 12 of Galding.
That's tight down there. It's real tight. Hemrick holding the line. He's on the team that Gray Galding left. Galding trying to keep his 12 car to the outside and ahead.
This is a great battle. Short track racing at its finest right here. Who can outbrake who? I've yet to see very many outbreak Gray Galding tonight, but Hemrick has done it.
That's for pride. Daniel Hemrick says, you're going to leave this team, I'm going to come in and race you.
And Kaz Grala wants to fill the hole that was open there. He's done a lot of battling on the outside tonight. It was good to see him have a line at the bottom. And you see the 12, a great car, but when you get shoved up off the bottom, you're going to give up spots. Oh, easy. It's even more contact.
J.J. Haley on the inside of the 5 gets into the left rear quarter panel of the 12, and now he's going to try for that spot.
Yeah, the 12 gave him no room whatsoever getting into 1. Oh, we got a caution.
Trouble between the 40 of Travis Miller and the 23 of J.P. Morgan. Morgan looks like significant damage on that 23 car. Oh, yeah. Torn up that left front pretty good.
Yeah, the aerodynamics obviously won't hurt him in a short track like this, but it looks like a hard hit. You have to check the radiator, see if you're leaking any coolant, and brake cooling might be the biggest issue.
And we've seen a lot of good racing right here near the halfway point. Really no reason to save your tires at this time, so everybody giving it pretty much everything they've got. Well, we saw Scott Heckert wreck hard in turn number 1. Jason Wygant has caught up with the driver who's out.
What happened out there?
Well, just got dumped. I mean, I hate to say it's a racing deal, but it's really not. I mean, there's a little give and take usually in racing when you get more mature, and there wasn't any of that. And it's a bummer because we had the best car we ever had at Greenville. We're really just riding, and people were being a little more aggressive than we were. Yeah, it's disappointing. Just the guys worked hard all day. We unloaded a little off and just had the best car there, so pretty disappointed.
You okay?
I'm okay. All
right,
thanks.
see you the next one.
Thanks.
Yep.
It's so frustrating when you feel like someone did something to you that you didn't deserve, and it destroyed your race car. You thought you had a good car. Every race means something. You know, they all matter to you, and when someone takes it away from you, it's very frustrating.
There are a lot of young drivers in the field today, and what they have to learn is these things are going to happen on short tracks, really on any track. And it's important for those two to talk before they get back to the racetrack so they can work out their differences and they don't overflow to the next race.
17-year-old William Byron leads the field back to green. And it's another good jump by Byron down into turn 1.
I mean, this is what we've seen all night long. William Byron's car is just unbelievable. Not only does it have great turn, but it has great drive off. I haven't seen anybody next to him all day long.
The battle is for second. Daniel Hemrick had that inside line as well. Dalton Sargent now dumped back to third.
I like the fact that Daniel's found a way to work himself back up to the front of this race. I was a little worried about where they were earlier, but he's found a way to be into second. Not that far from the break right now, so if he can hold that spot, he's got a good chance to make a change and make his car better going into the second half.
Here comes Kaz Grala down to the inside as they enter turn 3. He gets by Sargent as well. Grala into third.
Yeah, with only 4 laps to the halfway point, you're seeing everything these guys have. There's no reason to save anything else. They're full out. They're all aggressive. You see Austin Hill with a power move underneath Greg Galding. These guys now are figuring out they're going to have to put tires on for another 75 laps. How is their car going to handle?
And Gray has to be so frustrated right now. He has done great work to get to where he was, and all of that in the last 2 restarts has gone away. Now he's got to find a way to earn this back when they drop the green flag after the break, because, man, he had gone a long, long way, just giving it all back up. So his chances to win this race with every spot of a car going by him, they get smaller and smaller and smaller.
J.J. Haley in the 5 now trying to work over his teammate Dalton Sargent. He'll do it as well. Boy, right here at the end, Sargent really going the wrong way.
Well, I think the same thing happened to Sargent as happened to Galding. It's basically what line you line up with on the restart. And if you get put on the outside, there's nothing you can do but seem to fall back.
So, Jeff, if you're a young driver, you got to be putting this stuff in your head for the second 75.
Well, yeah, I think you do. I mean, racing is you start with a foundation, okay? And then you build all race long. You learn and then you apply. You learn again and you apply. Hopefully, at the end of the race, you can put all the pieces of the puzzle together. And when you have that opportunity, use all that knowledge that you've gained in order to get the best finish you can possibly get.
Boy, it doesn't look like William Byron's lost anything on that 9 car. Big lead right now over Daniel Hemrick and Kaz Grala in the 3 as we come to the halfway point. And there it is, the halfway sign at the flag stand. And William Byron will be the one to lead him on to pit road for this halfway break. You know, they'd say they've run it both ways here at Greenville-Pickens. They've run it where they've run 150 straight. They've run it with a halfway break. Depending on what you like, these guys are going to get 4 fresh tires during this break.
I like this halfway break idea because now they can make major changes to the car. You're the crew chief, Steve. You're supposed to know what to do to the car. I found that they always don't, but sometimes they do. And, you know, now you have a chance. You know, you weren't running great. You can make a change, or you were running great and you're afraid to make a change. It'll be interesting to see the strategies that all these teams take.
Well, if I have a choice, I'm going to be William Byron's crew chief because I'm not changing anything. Nobody's caught him for the first 75 laps. But you are right. The car's in 4th and 5th and 6th. With this system they have set up now and a few changes for this race, there used to be some limitations on what they were able to adjust. Now you can put 4 tires on it, shocks, springs, sway bar, anything you think you can change in 5 minutes, you can make those changes to your car.
And that will leave us just a little bit of time to talk to some of the competitors during the break. We'll be back to Greenville-Pickens Speedway in a moment. Finishing up the halfway break here at Greenville-Pickens Speedway. While we got a moment, we'll check in on pit road with Jason Wygant, who has the 22 crew chief.
All right, Ron, your driver has a win streak on the line. What'd you do here at the break to try to get him into victory lane again?
Not a whole lot. I mean, we did a little shock adjustment, a little bit of air pressure, but he's pretty darn good right there. He's pretty happy with what he's got. So we just got to get track position. You know, we got shuffled back on that restart there, one of the last restarts. So we got a good race car, and he's doing a great job. So
he told me last year when he won, he didn't even go past half throttle till late in the race. So has he shown us what he has fully yet?
I don't think so.
What he has in the entire field, 4 fresh tires as we get ready for the final 75 laps here tonight. Byron leads Hemrick. Hemrick on the outside trying to hang with him, but William Byron's going to get the advantage again off 2.
We've seen it all night long. William is just unbelievable on these restarts, gets great restarts, leaving, going through the gears, then when he gets in the corner, he can just stick, and he's gone off the corners.
That preferred inside line for William Byron works again. Here's a good battle among the teammates again. Haley is stuck on the outside. Dalton Sargent gets through.
Your guys have worked on your car. You're hoping they've made the right changes. You've told them what you need to be better in. Now it's time to go make it happen. You can't give up spots at this point in the race. You know, every spot you give up, you're going to have to go earn back or get a restart right. So it's really important to make sure that you're moving forward at this point in the race. This is a short race now. We've got a 75-lap race. Forget the 150. It's 75. New tires, go get you some.
Yeah, I mean, the picture is much clearer now what you have to do with this many laps to go. You see Greg Galding here. He's already trying to recover some of those spots he lost before the halfway break. He's back up to 5th. His car has been unbelievable all night on corner entry, and I think that's a key to passing guys here at Greenville-Pickens.
It is, but I got to believe that those moves that were being made earlier, I don't think his competition is going to give him that spot quite so easily. When he shows that he wants a spot now, I think it means a whole lot more to not give it to him. So we'll see what happens, but I think he's going to have to be even more aggressive to pick up those spots that he was getting earlier.
Quick piece of housekeeping. Ronnie Bassett Jr., who was running 6th at the break, fell all the way back outside the top 20 at the restart, and we're hearing that he failed to get to the line after his halfway break on time. So NASCAR said you got to restart in the back.
Yeah, that can be one of those excited crew chiefs. I know how they get sometimes. 5 minutes, you feel like you can change a whole lot, trying to make his car better, trying to become a winning car. Must not have got the changes all done in time.
Good battle here right now. You see the 3 of Kaz Grala. Moving back just a little bit, there's the 22 of Austin Hill. We just talked to his crew chief, and David Garbo Jr. and that 31 card now showing his front end to the back of the 22.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about the 22. I know that they feel they have confidence in it. See Austin Hill here running 7th. His crew chief, Ron Otto, made it sound like they didn't mean to make a lot of changes, but William Byron has been on a tear tonight. No one has even come close to matching his lap times. It seems like he only leads the pack as much as he wants to. It doesn't even seem like he's pushed his car. I'm a little afraid they needed to make bigger changes to catch the leader.
Yeah, Austin he's had to restart on the outside almost every single time. And that's hurt him, but at the same time, now that he has track position, it doesn't look like he's going anywhere, so I don't think he has the speed that he needs.
Dylan Bassett in the 44 taking a look to the inside of Garbo. Looks like he'll get that position. And Nick Drake now moving in the 15 car. Haven't talked about him tonight. Oh, and contact coming off the corner. He gets into the side of Garbo.
Very similar to the contact we saw earlier in the race. No big deal, just fighting for the bottom. Your car gets loose, leaving the corner, or gets tight. Right there, though, he got the 31 about in the wall. The 31 had to lift.
You also see moving to the inside there, the 98. That's Rico Abro. He's running 11th.
It's a big transition from a World Outlaw car to a full-bodied stock car. Here you see a pass for second. Kaz Grala makes a big move underneath Hemrick.
Hemrick's going to fall back a couple of spots. The 51 of Sargent, he'll get 3rd, and it looks like Gray Galding is going to move up to 4th.
He lost 3 spots in 1 corner. That's going the wrong way at this point in the race for sure. Hemrick's got to be disappointed with that.
So he's back to 5th. 2 spots behind him in 7th is Austin Hill. A lot on the line for Hill tonight. Remember, he's got a 3-race win streak that he's trying to keep alive here. Started right here at Greenville-Pickens last fall. Then it was on to Dover at the Monster Mile. He won again. And then the start of the 2015 season. New Smyrna Speedway, Austin Hill comes out with his family-owned team and takes the victory in the first round of the K&N Pro Series East. Pretty good run for him, but he's got a lot of work to do, guys, from 7th now.
He does have a lot of work to do. He has to have some cautions. I mean, he's not going to have a chance to win this race if we don't get bunched back up and have a lot of restarts and try to pick up spots that way. It's just too many cars to try to get by.
Garbo in 12th. In front of him, Jeremy Burns making a move for 10th under Kyle Benjamin. Burns from right nearby this track told me he's probably got 90 races here. He knows how to get around Greenville-Pickens.
Without a doubt, this is one of those racetracks that experience really helps. It's that rough pavement, the seams. You know, we haven't talked a lot about the seams, but this racetrack, as it gets older and the seams kind of separate. Oh, man. Real estate gets really tight around the lap car.
Salea in the 45. He puts him 3 wide, and so Benjamin takes the spot from Garbo. And now this is tough. Oh, Kenzie Ruston is around in the 4. Kenzie Ruston in that 4 car got around, and now Travis Miller is involved as well. This will bring out the caution again. That's her teammate, Devin Amos, right there in the 6, so teammates involved here sort of after the fact.
That all started with a lap car, a car going exceptionally slow compared to everybody else in the field. You know, if you're going to have, if you're having a problem and you're that slow, you need to get completely out of the way.
And that's the problem, though, with Greenville-Pickens. There's nowhere to get out of the way. There's an inside wall. You see here, 3 wide because of the lap car. Just, I mean, misjudge the entry. It's hard. You don't know where that lap car is going to be. Gets into the back of the 4.
Yeah, and to be quite honest, as you said, the 45 was out of the way. He was all the way on the bottom, and they chose to make it 3 wide around him.
So Christian Salea in the 45. Colin Cabry was in the 2. He was the one that sort of stacked him up going into the turn. And then late, there's Travis Miller and Devin Amos. So the caution is out again. Lots of cars involved this time as we work our way through the 150 laps here at Greenville-Pickens Speedway. Will anyone have a challenge for William Byron in that 9 car? Restart coming up. Cleanup complete here at this famous half mile. There are just 17 laps remaining. Another restart for William Byron in the 9 car. This time, he's got Kaz Grala in the 3 to his outside. Green flag back in the air. Grala gets loose going into the corner. Byron takes the advantage.
You get loose when somebody's got their front bumper under your rear bumper, and that's what happened right there.
So contact to Grala. Dalton Sargent on the inside in the 51. Here comes Greg Gaulding. He's got it collected again in the 12 car. He's moved back toward the front. Sargent solidly into 2nd. Grala now holding down that 3rd spot way high on the outside. Down on his inside, the 12 of Gaulding behind him. Hemrick in a side-by-side battle with Austin Hill. There's Hill braking hard, Jeff. He outbroke him going into 3, and contact as they come off 4.
He did outbrake him getting into 3, but when it really started was off of turn 2. The 20 car got a good launch with a lot of rear grip leaving turn 2.
You see the battle for 3rd in front of them. That's Gaulding to the inside, Grala to the outside. Sargent pulling away in front, but these guys are racing hard to the finish in turn 3.
The big battle here for 3rd is, you think about it, it's for the restart. You're probably not going to go from 3rd to the lead, but if you get a caution, now you're restarting on the inside right behind the leader. So that spot right there, that's your chance to win this race. If I'm Greg Gaulding, that's what I'm thinking. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to try to catch the leader, to try to pass him, but I wanted that 3rd spot really badly so I can get a better restart.
Yeah, without a doubt. You're looking at odd numbers right now. You want to be 3rd or 5th. We see William Byron still out to a huge lead. It's been remarkable how fast his car is tonight. He's done a great job on all these restarts, but, you know, he's worked lap traffic well. You know, we keep talking about how good his car is, but he's done a great job working through lap traffic to keep that track position.
Coming up toward 10 to go. Hemrick down to the inside of Grala now, trying to get that spot from him.
See a great battle here for 4th. Hemrick has the inside, Grala on the outside. We talked about earlier about letting that guy go, getting back in line. You're not going to do that now. With 11 to go, Grala's going to fight hard, hope he has enough tire left to hold on to the position.
Austin Hill behind them, trying to keep the win streak alive. It's not going to happen if he doesn't get another caution. He might get the position from Grala.
Just go get all you get right now. You know, at this point, again, you never know what's going to happen. These races aren't over till the checkered flag falls, and anything can happen to the leader. We can have a restart. The leaders get bottled up. So you got to still have the mentality that you're here to win that race and go get all you can.
Austin Hill moves through to the 5th position. Still way out front, William Byron. He's got a comfortable lead over 2nd place right now, so you're not missing anything up front. Good battle on the racetrack here as Grala continues to struggle for position. Starter stand showing him 10 to go.
Austin Hill, we talked about him earlier, but he really has looked like he's come on. He's running Daniel Hemrick down here for 4th. It seems like his car is getting better, but with only 9 to go, I think it's too little too late.
Just got to keep plugging away. This is when the mentality of the driver, the spotter talking to you, all those things. Right here we got, these guys are racing for the win. Everybody else is racing for getting in position to win in case you do get that late restart.
And of course, Dalton Sargent going for 2 in a row in that 51 car. Won in the West Series just a week prior. So he's trying to keep a little win streak alive there between the K&N Pro Series.
So after New Smyrna, everybody had to build these new cars, the new bodied cars. Now, in the second race, an old style car is going to win. So now do you go build old style cars? So these crew chiefs, they're pulling their hair out.
Well, I don't think it's just a car. That car specifically is the same car Ben Rhodes ran last year. He won here once, won 2 poles, ended up 4th in the other race. I'd be looking a little more at the chassis, maybe a little less at the body on that one.
So how much pressure for 17-year-old William Byron, Jeff, to come out here and do the same thing that Ben Rhodes did?
Well, I think the pressure, is right now. I think, everything leading up to the race, no big deal to me. But right now, when you have this many laps left, you're leading the race, you've dominated, you just don't want to mess up. You don't want to be the guy that cost your team a chance to win this race. He's done a great job all night long. He's got to be sure to focus and just keep doing the same thing he's been doing.
You saw him come off of turn number 4 in that blue number 9. Just 5 to go now. You also see Hemrick there. There's your leader. William Byron trying to take it wire to wire here. No one else has led here tonight. And Dalton Sargent in the 51 trying to run him down. There's Greg Galding in 3rd. Your top 3.
I like his mentality. They were showing lap times there underneath their names. He had the fastest lap time. He's leading the race. He's got a huge lead, and he's still the fastest car on the racetrack.
Sargent's got a lot of ground to make up if he's going to find his way around William Byron. The only thing that could help him is a caution, and J.J. Haley is around in the 5 car. Well, that's just what Sargent needed. That's just what William Byron didn't want to see. Oh, and you see Jay Beasley with damage to that 42 car.
So
Why does this
frustrating.
always happen?
I know, so frustrating. I was thinking the same thing. Why at the end of these short track races, 147 laps in the books, and you get in an accident with 3 laps remaining?
See what happened down going into the turn. Something's happened with Beasley, and he gets into the 5 car and sends him around.
They had the left front brake locked up. Is that what it looked like to you?
It could be. There was definitely something smoking in the left front. The brake might have locked up, causing the left front to go down. I applaud all the other drivers, though. Very easily there could have been more involved. A lot of that brake checking, getting checked up, but everybody kept it going.
Haley was running 7th. Beasley was running 9th when that incident occurred. Well, this sets up a green-white checkered. Of course, they get 3 attempts at it, but we've come near the end distance here, and so we're going to have to make an attempt here to finish this race in overtime, guys, with Byron having to survive another restart.
Greg Galding got the restart he wanted. He's on the inside directly behind the leader, so let's see if he's going to make things interesting here.
Byron and Sargent, Galding and Austin Hill coming to the green. Is it for the final time?
Byron gets a great start, gets away from the 2 in the second row. He's clear of them. What a great car he's had all night. He proves it again in this restart. Now we have Galding on a hard charge on the inside of Sargent.
Sargent battling back on the outside. They finished 2nd and 3rd at New Smyrna. Who will it be this time? William Byron still with the advantage, coming to the white flag. Next flag ends the race. William Byron, a clear leader at this point. Still Galding and Sargent battling for 2nd.
That's when you got to realize it's for 2nd. It's not for the lead. You got to race with these guys all year long. Be smart here.
But the lead is for William Byron. In only his 2nd K&N Pro Series race, he takes the checkered flag. Galding beat Sargent to the line for 2nd. Good result for him, but William Byron in that 9 car, strong from the beginning, started on the outside front row, led every lap here tonight to take the victory at Greenville-Pickens. We'll talk to this young winner, the newest in the K&N Pro East Series, when we come back to Greenville-Pickens Speedway. Steve, I'd say the fans here tonight saw a pretty good race here on this half mile.
More than pretty good. It was an amazing race. I know William Byron had the lead for most of the night, but from 2nd to 5th to 7th, tons of passes back there in traffic.
And he looks pretty happy about it as he hears the cheers of the fans and his crew. Let's go down to Jason.
William Byron, it's only your second start in the K&N Pro Series, and you've already got a win, and it's one of the toughest tracks to get it done on. How did you learn so much so quickly?
I just can't thank the Harry Scott Motorsports with Justin Mark guys enough. I mean, they gave me a great race car. I couldn't be here without Liberty University and my parents, the Lord, everybody that's helped me through this win. So I'm just really blessed to be here. It's awesome.
A couple of late restarts, including one right there at the end. Did that make you nervous at all?
Yeah, that made me really nervous, especially a couple guys I had behind me. They have a lot of experience, and Dalton's a good race car driver, so it made me nervous, but I just had faith, and we just got it done. It's really awesome.
And this car actually won this race last year at Penn Rhodes. Did you know that?
Yeah, I didn't know that. A little bit of pressure, but Ben's a great driver, and it's just a lot of fun being out here.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, what a night. They bring a car that has won here in the past and set aside the new style body for maybe just a week. And William Byron takes it to victory lane. A good run for him here tonight, guys.
It was a great run from William Byron, leading from start to finish. But how about Greg Galding in second? Takes his new team, leaves New Smyrna, changes teams, comes to Greenville-Pickens, ends up second.
And all these guys, they're not happy with their run. I know Kyle Benjamin in 12th. That was my pick. He finished 12th. He didn't run the way I thought he would run.
And as you see the remainder of the field, Scott Heckert finished last tonight after that hard hit. He's okay, but a disappointing finish to his night. Let's go back down to Jason Wagon.
Well, a debut on a new team for Greg Galding. You made it work, getting second place.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can't thank Krispy Kreme Donuts enough. Toyota, Precision Performance Motorsports. Like you said, new team, and what a way to come out and finish second and have a shot to win. I felt like this racetrack is a lot of fun. It's very old, and felt like we had a good game plan. So thanks to Rick Adovic, my crew chief Charles. These guys work really hard, man. They put this deal real late notice. This car was basically a body and a chassis a few days ago, and what a way to come out and get a second place finish, and hopefully we can chase the title.
A lot of drivers are saying that once you had to not worry about tires anymore late, it was going to get aggressive. How aggressive did it get there down the stretch?
Oh, yeah. You got to get aggressive in crunch time, and I had a shot at him. I hit him a little bit in the left rear and moved him up the track, but I tried to get there. I was just a little too tight, and his car was really good coming off. And that's the thing, like you said, the tires here wear so fast, so you got to really be able to get in the gas but not wear out the tires. So I think if we'd had a little bit more time to fine-tune this thing, we would have been in victory lane, but hey, what a way to come out and finish second. Thanks to all my guys. Great night.
Big hug from his dad there. Galding finishing second here, and what it does to him in the points, Jeff, he's now fourth.
Yeah, that's a really good run. As he said, to come out first race with a new team, to run that well, that's very impressive.
He switched places as they had it in New Smyrna with Dalton Sargent, who finished third.
All right, Dalton, just take us through that last restart. You started second, you ended up third, a good points run. But take us through that.
Yeah, overall it was a really good night. We had a good 51 Galt Chevy, and altogether, everything went really well. Had to start from 10th place and move up through the field, and just burned our stuff up a little bit too much. I tried managing the tires as much as we could, but at the end of the day, you still have to gain some track positions, and still had to use up a little bit too much stuff. And we had a really good run. I was running second there for quite a little while, and just got hung out on that final restart. It's tough running on the outside at this place, and thought we might have had him coming off that final corner, but just lost it there at the end.
Yeah, it was a strong night for all the H. Scott with Justin Mark's cars. They had, at one point, first through fourth, and they ended up with 3 in the top 10.
The next K&N Pro Series race will be a West Series race from the Irwindale Speedway. That's Thursday, April 16th. The King Taco Napa Auto Parts 150 from Irwindale, California. Stay tuned to NASCAR America for that broadcast time. The K&N Pro Series makes their 14th visit to the Greenville-Pickens Speedway, and it was a good one from the start. Daniel Hemrick and William Byron on the front row. Scott Heckert, trouble on the night. Big crash for him. He walks away to race another day. Byron led most of the way, but he had to get around a lot of trouble and a lot of traffic throughout the night. Kenzie Ruston spins. Travis Miller ends up against the wall. Jay Beasley and J.J. Haley get together, but it couldn't stop William Byron. He takes the win at Greenville-Pickens Speedway. For Jason Wagon, Steve Letarte, Jeff Burton, I'm Dave Burns saying thanks for watching tonight on NBC Sports Network.